What's going on with this lighting? I don't even know. I can't even see. What's going on? Can I do it like this? Can I do it like this? Excuse me. I might have to quiet down for a second. Shit. There we go. Maybe if I just kind of like Hunchback of Notre Dame style this. Anyway, I don't know what my panel has in mind for this reading. But I was told, guided to label it this way. The spice rack is not just on point, it's on palette. It's activated. Quite tasty. Anyway, what we got for that? What I got for that is the Queen of Pentacles, right hand. Left hand is the Seven of Wands. Leave it to Beaver, innocently getting it done. You see? The waves are washing over. Shh. It's giving a damn. It's, that's what's happening. So, the fish are flying, over my way. This is, these are, energies that are happily coming forth, as a tidal wave. Holy smoke, so my work is gaining momentum. That's what the numbers appear to be. And, but, you know, like, I'm not too involved in that scenario. But the cards read it like this. This is, because I felt, what it feels like to have a fire lit under my ass. This is a different way. This is with different intention in mind. And so, and different sourcing. So this is great. Rock lobster is what I'm getting here. Because in walk the jellyfish, blah, you know, that kind of thing. Yeah, I don't remember what they say in that. Like, it's one of my favorite songs, but I don't recall what they say in it. There's a blog, I don't know what. That's the way it's supposed to be. It's a little surprise for me. So, all right, Archangel, okay, no, Archangel Michael, since you are the host, the moderator, the MC for the panel. What does this mean for me? The spice rack is on palette. So this is not just temperance, it's also the materialization of temperance. It is the, like the manifestation beyond liquid and malleables. This is solid substance. Yeah, Ten of Pentacles, right hand. And then left hand is on the threshold between this like driver panel thing, the sun card inverted. Actually in reversal. But it's also inverted because the way I picked it up. So the sun rises in the east and sets in the west. Rises in the east and sets in the west. So the sun is setting, it's done. Like whatever this thing is, it's done. Like the Ten of Pentacles, it's a done deal. It's the decision has been made. Whether you look at it backwards or forwards or backwards, it's the gatekeeper sees it the same way. It's all in union. You see all of the gate here? That's what they're saying. All the gatekeepers see it the same way. So it's not like, okay, you ask mommy and mommy says no, and then you go to daddy and daddy might say yes. It's not like that. Or if they both say no, then we go to auntie or uncle and they might say yes. No, all of the gatekeepers say yes. So that's so cool. Yeah, so cool. You know what I'm getting? Not quite Elvira, it's Lily Munster. You see? The bat wings there with the like the kind of that hairdo. And you see that apple, you see the seeds here. Instead of it being sparrows, they're apples. So I think sparrows are a sign of freedom, if I'm not mistaken. I forget what it's called, but they're in old time tattoos, more of like a rockabilly culture. But we've got apples here. So this is kind of like the Queen of Pentacles right here. Homemaker. Interesting. It's like what you see is what you get on the apple. Because like we talked about, an apple's seeds does not produce the same kind of apple once grown from its seed. It's kind of like one of the kind, like, psh. That's what it's telling me. It is the Queen of Pentacles in here. So we got that double time, kind of disrobed. You're like, oh, you know what I'm getting? Melanie Martinez, you know, Milk of the Siren, that's what it is. How she's donned in this, and then it's like, I'm still a Queen of Pentacles, even with, like, disrobed, basically. That's definitely it. And those still belong to her, regardless of what kind of attempts are to take it from her, seize it from her, because there have been many attempts. In that music video, I do recall that. Okay. So the spice rag is on Pallate. What did they say? Page of Cups, Four of Pentacles in reverse, Six of Cups, the Magician in reverse, Eight of Swords, and then it opened up to the Hermit card. So from the Ten of Pentacles, with the Hermit mode, like, kind of mentioned there, the segue to that is that. So there's something about something incognito is happening, very stealth mode, but like I can just enjoy the atmosphere and enjoy the feels of it, and not be what do you call it, micromanaging it. Like I don't have to like check in every single time. I don't have to act paranoid. I don't have to feel paranoid, because in the middle is my kinship energy holding down the fort. So the Magician in reverse, it's kind of like an act of separation, you know, like, you know, at the playground, how there's designated people to, like, what do you call it? Court the yard, to try to basically police it. That's basically what's happening here. Like, I'm just going to divide you two, like, because this is somebody that doesn't know how to do playtime, and this one does. Because as you can see, this is Magician working in with dark intention, ill intention, to seize up others. And they have no boundaries. It looks like they'll go on a skeletal level. Yeah. So there's that. It's, these people are in timeout. My kinship energy is protecting that egg, protecting the hatchling. The hatching and the hatchling of it. Again, notification, the little memo on there is that's Empress energy, for sure. So the spice rack is on Pallate. Okay, so things are kind of heating up. There is some flavor added to the pot. We're looking at like the broth level, which has the flavors like permeating, like marinating with each other. And this is like the agent of change. And so is this too, because when you're working with broth, you also work with like bone marrow, right? So there's something about that there. Interesting. So the spice rack is on Pallate, And we see like the kind of identification of the palate there. It's not the tongue, but it's the roof level of the mouth. So being that's in reverse is absolutely, whatever I'm doing is tasteful, is the most flavorful of this, like the meat of it, basically. The base of it. Therefore, I get to enjoy that. All right, anything else? We're going to keep this a short reading. It's been 10.5 minutes so far. Somebody has an issue with that because my stomach just grumbled a bit. But, you know, that's their issue. All right, what else do you want to say here? What is it that you want to say? Archangel Michael. My panel, actually, through Archangel Michael. The spice rack is on Pallate. Okay, this one. It is the Queen of Wands, extroverted, for sure. This is the stir. Like, what's all the commotion about? What's all the noise about? What's all the stir about? Well, it's the Queen of Wands making her way through. Excuse me, coming through. Gotta stir the pot. So this is a cooking utensil. So I'm in active alchemy. They're saying there's a play on words. I'm an act of alchemy, but I'm also... What I forgot. What's the other thing that I forgot. I forgot. It's, I'm an acting alchemy. That's what it is. Like, in an activated and in action mode. You know, like the action figures, they have different articulation points. This is a fine-tuning of it. So I'm able to measure out certain ingredients in its physical form, like in its solid state. So I can just like, okay, articulation point 1, there's the meat. Okay, now I need to add like a handful of, I don't know, salt or whatever, I don't know. So you like, now I have my wrist activated. Okay, but it needs a pinch of whatever. So now, like, we've got that activated. Okay, now we can put that in. So there's articulation points in action right now. And this is all thanks to my ancestors. We have at least 6 here with eyes in the background. You see? I got your back. I got your back. For sure. 6 of Pentacles is strong here. A reciprocation and very much rooted. Okay. Anything else that you want to say? The spice rack is on Pallate. Last part of it for now. Spice rack is on Pallate. Okay, we got Knight of Cups on my wrist with 3 of Swords in reverse. So we talked about the Knight of Cups coming through. It's like, why are you going to waste time with every Knight of Cup? Just because somebody is going to go for it doesn't, like, one thing in recognizing your power, your having strong respect for yourself, is that you're not going to let everybody in. Like, we're not that, we're not needy for that kind of showing. We're being very particular with who we're letting in. And it's not a strategy. It's just like, it's a preventative care, and it's, how do you even say it? In, just being mindful of who you let through. So, there's qualifications involved, and one of the primary qualifications is that, they understand the 3 of Swords energy, therefore they do not deliver it. They've digested it, they understand it, they're not going to dish that out, they're not going to project, okay? This is like Rambo, whatever. It's like, I've lived through that, now I'm done. So, It's being able to do that is okay. That's what they want to say, like a coping mechanism, but in preventative care style. So it's recognizing who has healed their wounds, their heartbreaks, so that they're not projecting that even on a subconscious level. So that's a primary qualification. Yeah. All right. So the spice rack is on palette. So we're looking at tasteful behavior, tasteful characters, what ingredients to add to our pot. Okay. 10 of Swords and the 4 of Wands in reverse. So it's weeding out. This is what it's saying, because it's killing the root level, right? So it's when you pull weeds, when you're rooting out, you're not doing it half-assed. You have to go, like with some weeds, you have to go root level. So you have to actually dig it up. You know what I'm getting? Dig it up by the cramps. And yeah, it takes extra work, especially in the heat, in the sun, but it's worth it. So it has less of a chance to grow back. Yeah. Weeding out. Okay. Any last things before I move on? I need to drink some water, excuse me. Okay. Anything else that you want to say? Those ones. 8 of Wands in reverse, Knight of Swords in reverse, Page of Pentacles, and the 10 of Wands. For sure. Again, this is repetition from previous readings. There's nothing more to say. This is the last of the bit, but it's very focused energy on living in the moment, in the progression stages. As the initiate, anyone can really be an initiate. This is just being a self-starter when the page isn't upright. It's having the masculine and feminine, like this is self-actualization, the picture, the next snippet, like the tangent, like what happens in the next chapter of our storyline. So you can elevate to a certain level, you can ascend to it, you can jump many levels, but in order to jump level to level, there's always the starting base of a new level. So that's what that is. This is after the Lover's card, self-actualization and feminine and masculine to the non-binary, basically, because we're looking at the level of death, devil, heavens, you know, like there's a lot going on here. And this is like the Freudian chair, like but this is jackpot, cha-ching energy. Like Missy Elliott, yeah. So that's what they're saying here in our now moment. 10 of Wands is a lot of responsibility. It's it could be burdens, but you know, what is it? With great power comes great responsibility, and that's where we're at here. So jumping many levels, and just knowing it. Like there's nothing to prove, there's nothing to market. Like what you see is what I am. It's not always what you get. You know what I mean? Like we gotta hold some of that to ourselves. So this is gatekeeping on the Freudian chair. Also being the devil's advocate here, and really getting to the nitty gritty. Yeah, for sure. So the spice rack is on Pallate. So this is being spicy in its different way. It's not just being sassy, but it's also knowing when to turn up the heat or add different flavors to the mix. It's oh, you know what they're saying? It's gatekeeping in like a bouncer type of atmosphere where we're checking ID and we're qualifying this and that, but it's also casting, like a casting call. So it's because of the flavors, like what else, you know, we're going to add to the mix. What would be the most beneficial overall to the scheme at this given time period? Like you're not going to, like you're thinking about the weather as well. So like what's better in cooler weather and warmer temps, and so this is going like off of the books. Like we're creating our own wait, it's kind of like Ratatouille, where we're going with isolating it to our gut. Like when you cancel out all of the noise and the recommendations and this and that and whatever he said, she said, agent said this or whatever, this is like we know by heart like what works and what doesn't. So it's very much within that nostalgia. Like it's that's what the Four of Cups is in here, getting into the feels of it and recognizing what works and what doesn't. Yeah, because we've gotten this far, so there's validation in the practice itself. So why would you just like completely invalidate your own credibility or our own credibility? Why would we do that when it comes to something as like something where it could really use it in like that scenario? So the top of the deck is the Chariot in reverse. So I'm hearing stop, collaborate, and listen. I don't know why. Anyway, top of the deck also behind that is Ace of Pentacles. It's knowing when to, yeah. It's taking that pause to knowing what is a must-have. Like what you can't go out with, what you can't live without. Okay, you find that Nine of Cups, yeah. That's the end game there. All right, so what is your takeaway, aka our takeaway? Five of Cups. It's knowing what to say no to. It's like, oh yeah, I know, like, what is it? That's a great ingredient, but it's not going to go with this. It doesn't go with this. Like, I know that, like, oh, it's, what is it? It's highly valued. That commodity is highly valued in a monetary sense, or it appeals to the wealthy, or it appeals to this crowd or whatever. But like, that's not, it doesn't make sense putting it in here. It doesn't. So you omit that. See? Five of Cups. Let's get a clarifier for that. Somebody's having a real problem with this because my stomach is getting like weird. Eight of Pentacles. It's trusting in your mastery for sure. Like some you have to deadhead and some rolls out like good. For sure. But it's very fast, real time. It's like one of those like phone games, those bubble games. You see the eye, how it's like kind of goofy, but it's seeing like things like you have to act like real time. It's like there's no real, how do I say it? It's supposed to be like a natural like inclination, like how do I describe that? Like with certain palettes you can't deny, like it either hits home or it doesn't, and that's what we're looking at here. Yeah, nostalgia, because scent and therefore taste hits the spot for nostalgia. What do they want to say about it? I think that's it for that. Okay, so what is my takeaway? Just my takeaway. Bloop, 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 bloop. Nine of Wands in reverse. And what is the... Oh, and I forgot what the thing that was also mentioned was, like, it's not just on the spot. There's different, like, you can test it by like, it's a different way of doing field tests. So you like, or it's similar to like writing an essay. You write it at this moment, and then you review it, and then you review it, and then you let it, like, give it some space. You do some other activity, you go out for a walk in the park or whatever, and then you come back to it, you read it again. Is it the same? Like, what experience does it deliver? What messaging does it have? Then you, like, give it a rest. You do some edits, whatever, you may or may not. And then, like, you know, you visit it again another day, another time of day, whatever. So you check yourself. Yeah. So when doing that, there's something about, like, washing it down, like down the hatch, before it's actually down the hatch, before it goes through. So it's like clearance, like when you're testing different scents, you clear it with coffee beans, like the scent of coffee beans, and then you can go back at it again. So there's something about that in knowing when to stand down. That is my takeaway. But let's get clarification on that. Oh, the star, for sure. Like, look at this. Pisces energy with the hands. Like, it's basically, it all flows from within. Oh my God, look! The cup! That is so weird. You see the cup? And then the cup? Oh my God, that's crazy. I forgot what I said about this now. Shit. I forgot. Oh, knowing when to stand down because you got it. This is temperance beyond measure. Look, she's a mermaid. Merman! Yeah, it's mermaid. Yeah, for sure. There's like boom, 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 boom. Like all, like, you see all that? It's like the Fool card in the Hayworth Tarot. Seeing everything on line 3, 4, 5, 6, 7th star, and then the 8th one is she. So we got the 7 sisters again with, oh wait, 3, 6, 7. No. There's 7 here, 7 sisters with the North Star. So we've got the 8 of Pentacles here with the 9th, like very independent in the energy. You know what you're doing. You know what you're doing. It's good. It's good. Yeah. All right, that's it for now. It is hot in this card, steamy. So steamy. Anyway, that's it for now. Thanks very much for all donations provided in light and love. I certainly appreciate it. But now that this reading is officially over, upon closing the portals in this reading, I send all energies back to their appropriate locations outside of mine with their appropriate karmas to assist with the sequence of